Hey everybody, happy Friday. How's it going? What a crazy week it has been in my house. We are in the midst of packing everything. Also, Publish and Thrive started this week. I hope you guys that are in there have been having a good week. I think it was a really successful live stream yesterday for the Q&A. So that was really fun. I also got a couple packages today, sold a few things on eBay this week, sold a ton of things on sort of like a virtual yard sale this week. So it has been a busy, crazy week. And it's all really fun at the same time, which I have to say. And Today I had a little bit of an emotional moment. I posted it on my Instagram stories on Heart Breathings today because George came in here and was helping me sort of pack up my, it's kind of behind me, but it's one of these carts that used to have like the ones that had all my planners on them before and all of my pens. And as I started going through all my pens, I just started feeling like, not really hyperventilating, but just feeling very emotionally attached to my things, which is part of why I think that it's good for us that we're going, because I really am not someone who judges if you're minimalist versus maximalist, which is a way that I have described myself kind of jokingly, but I'm never one who judges how much stuff someone else has, because we are all we're all just our own people, right? Some people, and George actually is one of these people. Some people really love to have no clutter, very few things. They love to have really nice things that last a long time. Some of us are happy going and buying pens at the Dollar Tree and just having as many pens and many colors as possible, right? So I don't judge anybody for that. But at the same time, I also know that saying it's emotional to let go of a bag of pens is a little bit silly in some ways, because it's also like, it's just a bag of pens. And there are a lot of people dealing with a lot worse things in the world right now, to that sort of thing. So, so somebody says, I'm emotionally attached, and Jenna says, I am not attached to my things. And I get emo over Post-its. See, it's one of those kind of things. It's like, I think part of it, and I talked about this a little bit on my Instagram stories a few minutes ago, is that first of all, I grew up without a lot of money, and I had everything that I owned pretty much was hand me down. I grew up in a log cabin that my dad built, which was really cool at the same time. But, we didn't have air conditioning in the South in Georgia. I grew up without air conditioning. I didn't even have a fan in my room. So sometimes we would sleep in out on the back porch or in the living room, because it was too hot upstairs to sleep in our bedrooms and stuff like that. So I didn't grow up with a lot of things. All my clothes, my shoes, everything was hand-me-down stuff. And so when I actually, started kind of collecting things, I was very attached to the things that I loved. And then I lost a lot of stuff in a house fire. It all went into, I had a lot of water damage, not fire damage, the first fire. And a lot of my things went into long-term storage while they were repairing the house, which took months and months. And it was hard to be without my things. And then when things came back, like so many of my books, my computer, they had so much water damage, they really weren't salvageable. So that was a difficult thing to go through. And then less than a year later, I also had a complete loss house fire. Literally, the fire broke through the attic into my closet, which is where I kept all of my stuff. And I lost everything. And it was just really difficult, because I had things that I had been collecting, photographs that I had collected for a long time. I had things that were very sentimentally emotional for me, and, all of that stuff. I also had a lot of scrapbooking supplies and crafting supplies. I was not a writer yet at the time when that happened, but I had a lot of like stamping and crafting and card making supplies and sewing supplies and stuff like that. And I just lost everything, right? And it was really, really tough. And so I think that over the years, like, of being an author and really enjoying having the things, this planner collection, the washi tape collection, this is like 10 years in the making. And I am not only nervous about the fact of, you know, of putting it into storage and not knowing when I'm going to see it again, but also, will it survive storage? Because that has happened in the past too, of, is it, I actually wrote a blog post about this a while back because it was so traumatic, but because there was litigation about the second fire and some other things that were happening, and I was getting divorced, the stuff that was actually salvaged from the second house fire, which was not very much stuff to begin with, all of the stuff that was salvaged was taken by ServPro so that they could help clean it and everything else. And it stayed in their storage for almost a year as I was getting divorced and moving and doing all this stuff. And it was all kind of wrapped up in the court system. So when I finally was able to get all my stuff back, they had lost half my stuff. They didn't have it all together. I really feel like the guy stole it. Like, I know that's a bad thing to say, but he kept saying, "Oh no, you didn't have that, long mirror. We didn't ever have anything like that from you." And he had lost the roster, like the list of all the things. And he would say, "We didn't have that." And then I would look over there in the back of the warehouse and I was like, "That's my mirror." And he was like, "Oh yeah, there it is." And he did that a lot, and I had a doll collection. I had gotten a porcelain doll every year since I was 5 years old. And some of them were nice collectible dolls. And they were in all the way in the opposite room of the house. And they had survived the fire, but he swore he never took any dolls from the house, never got any dolls. And some of those dolls were worth hundreds of dollars. And he just said he never even received them. So a lot of that, I think, that nervousness of putting our stuff into storage, it comes from that experience of, losing those things. And then, of course, several people messaged me and said, "Your markers aren't going to survive. Your washi tape won't survive." And so it was just like, okay, we're going to see what happens. We do have temperature controlled storage. So that's hopefully going to be a bonus, but it also makes me nervous about all the stuff. So, I'm trying to stay detached and just say, whatever doesn't survive will be okay. That kind of stuff, most of it is replaceable. Some of it is not. You can't get an exact replacement to Hello Kitty stuff that came out 20 years ago. But I can live without things as long as my family is safe and happy. And so I'm going through this kind of weird experience to have excitement for the adventure and major gratitude for the fact that we're able to do this. Because I know there are other people who are also losing their houses. Like, so many people in the country right now, at least in the United States, are losing their houses now that the eviction notice stuff has been, like, the eviction, whatever you call it, has been lifted. A lot of people are kicking their renters out or raising rent $400 or $500 a month. And so a lot of people have to move. And I'm just super grateful that we're able to take our family on the road, and we've got all these things that we, have opportunity. And because otherwise we wouldn't have had family to move in with. We just don't have that opportunity or that kind of family. So luckily we're finding places to stay, and we're excited for the adventure, and we're going to make an adventure out of it, and it's going to be amazing. But there's also, on the flip side of it, anxiety and nervousness over choosing my stuff and deciding. And George keeps reminding me, like, okay, if you need something, like, we get out there and you realize, oh, I didn't bring pink washi tape and I need it, we can always just get it. And I know that that's true. So I'm just kind of like, it's all going to be okay. But it's just one of those things. So, good, durable plastic totes often fuse shut in a fire and will keep your items free from smoke damage. Yeah, we're putting everything into cardboard boxes pretty much because there's too much stuff to buy 1,000 totes, I guess. 50 people who would have taken y'all in. Well, that's why I love you guys so much. Oh my gosh, brother just left the army and can't find a house. And I think that is the truth too, is like so many people are having a hard time finding a place to live, finding cars. Finding cars is also really difficult. I don't know if those of you in other countries are having this issue, but there's a shortage of cars in the United States because of chips, I guess microchips or something, data chips, something that's not being produced fast enough. And then there's a shortage of used cars, or used cars are a lot more expensive than they were. So it's a bad time to buy a house, a hard time to buy a car. So it's hard for a lot of reasons, but I am happy and I am excited, and there are good, very, very good things happening in my life. So I am focusing on that on a daily basis, but that does not mean that there are not moments of stress. And as I was packing things up today, I thought, why am I not vlogging this? I should have a camera out and be showing you guys the process of which pens I'm taking and which ones I'm not. But I think it has been difficult for me to pick up the camera some days, even though I think it would make good footage that you guys would be interested in seeing, because I'm just so like focused on what we're going to do. And so, yeah. Okay. So I knew somebody would know. Taiwan makes our data chips for cars and are on backlog between the pandemic and regional issues. Okay. So the chips are gone. I saw some kind of news article about how there are cars just waiting for chips. So Angela, thank you so much. I have to tell you, I woke up to more than 50 direct messages this morning on Instagram saying that I looked so pretty yesterday. And I feel like there has been an emotional shift in my body, and I feel like it has potentially changed the way I look. Is that crazy? I don't know if that's crazy. Just like maybe there's just a release of stress, or there also has been a little bit more weight released, but not a lot. But I will say that I'm happy to report that since the beginning of this year, I have lost 15 pounds over the course of 8 months, which is, not super fast, but it is progress. And I am really proud of that. So that is really cool. But I think there are just, I feel like, what's the right word for it? It's just alignment. I feel like things in my life are coming into alignment in a way they haven't in a very long time. And I can feel it in my whole body. Like good things are lining up for us. Like this is where we are meant to be. Things are happening, and there are things happening behind the scenes that I literally cannot see or know. And I can feel it coming, even though I don't know how it's all going to unfold. So that is pretty cool. Yes, having a weight lifted from your shoulders and less stress. And in some ways it should be more stress, right? Because I'm busy as busy as I get. This is my busiest time of year when Publish and Thrive is going. Then on top of it, we're packing, we're doing all the sales and having to take things in to get, like I had to go and mail a DockATot out today. The lady at the do you guys know what a DockATot is? It's like the baby nest things. They're like this long. And the lady at the UPS store, it took her 20 minutes to find a box that it would fit in. Like, there should be more stress, but I feel like there's so much less stress because I understand that I tend to be a control freak about certain things. Like I want to know how things are going to be. And obviously you guys have seen my planning process. I like to be very clear about things. And right now in my life, there's no way I can know exactly what's going to happen. And it's really exciting because I feel like I have no choice but to release and trust that it's all going to work out in some way. Right. And I just feel like it's going to be awesome. Oh, Jean says, that's awesome. I feel like that with my upcoming book launch and my dream to be an author. Yes. It's like that something inside of you that knows this is the path that you're supposed to be on, and it's all going to be good. So Netflix is going to call. Kylie, you were right. I think this is happening. I feel like before this time next year, there will be some kind of deal signed. I think it's going to happen. We're gonna hope for that. Now, when I went to mail the things off at the UPS store, I did have one package in, and it doesn't say who it's from. Now, I know that Lacey from Studio Adorkable said she was sending me something. So Lacey, if this is from you, let me know. If it is from anybody here watching, please let me know who this is from. But I opened it up and it made me cry because it's just so sweet. I don't know if I need to pull this little saying out, but it's like a little Celtic dragonfly, and it is so beautiful. It's like a Celtic knot in the dragonfly, and it came with this beautiful, it says Kylie. Oh, okay, I see it now. It was like underneath the dragonfly. Kylie, is this from you, Kylie Stewart? I just love it. Okay, now I'm reading the actual message because I was not looking for this. Oh. Now it's like extra, makes me, I didn't even see the writing on the bottom because of the way it was packaged. Well, this is very sweet. Kylie, it's beautiful. And it has a whole like little saying here. And I won't read the whole thing, but it's just this like kind of like a spell, really. It's like dragonfly, I call on you, transformation and adaptation in my life. It's like the perfect thing. And I didn't even read the very bottom, and now I see it. And Tanya, you're here. Or, I mean, sorry, I just read the name Tanya. Kylie, you're here. Thank you so much for this. I can't wait to put it on and to wear it and take it on the trip with me. This will definitely be going. So I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This means a lot to me. I love it. So there's one gift. And I do know that that there are a few of you that have reached out and said, I really want to send something for Evie, or I really want to send you guys stuff for your trip. So I would say like we're down to less than 2 weeks. So just try to make sure it would get here before the end of the month and that it's not too big. Otherwise, I will get stuff even if it arrives afterward, but our box will ship it to us. So don't worry if it doesn't get here on time, but probably once we're on the road, it's just going to be better not to get anything that's more than like a small package, because they said that we'll have to pay $5 to ship it in addition to the actual shipping cost for every item that comes in. But I'm going to be sad to not get stuff. So thank you, Kylie. I really appreciate that. I also got in the mail today some stuff from Erin Condren. Tori, who is my rep at Erin Condren, she sent me a box of stuff that I will do a full unboxing. You guys can see this huge box here. She sent me a box of stuff and I will do a full unboxing of it. She's also sending me the fall surprise box, which I will get, I think, hopefully in a few days. The order for that opens up, I think, on the 18th. So that's coming up pretty soon. But I got these little colorful mini gel pens from Hello Kitty, and I really like these. And so I also got the giant set of them. So this little set has 8, and then there's a bigger set of the mini gel pens too. And they're pretty cool. And I like the way they write. I also got a notebook for Evie because the notebook that I originally got for her, she has completely filled it up. So I just got her this little notebook to take on the trip with us, because I have a little lap desk thing that will strap into her car seat. And she has been kind of into drawing and stuff like that. So she's going to have her little drawing to do in the car. And then I also got one for Andrew that has Star Wars on it. But that's not good enough for Andrew. He was like, I don't want Star Wars. I want to make my own cover. So when I ordered, the second order that I got in is all of his homeschooling stuff. And I got a teacher planner from Erin Condren to do all of his homeschool stuff. And it says Bittman Battle School, because if you guys remember, Andrew is named after Ender from Ender's Game. And when Ender goes to school, it's the Battle School. So we put the Bittman Battle School, which is our actual last name, and it's the teacher planner. So I'm pretty excited to set this up. And then I bought all the little stickers and stuff for all of his different subjects and other things, but he wanted to make his own cover. So this is Andrew's cover. This is what he drew to go on the cover. I know that's not showing up great because of the light, but I just love this kid. He's so funny. And there's nothing on the back, but he picked the color green. He drew this little stick figure. And so that will go in place of the Star Wars one. So for Andrew, which just made me laugh. And I think it's going to be fun. I'm a little bit nervous about doing homeschool stuff, but Andrew is just a super smart kid, and George is going to do a lot of the homeschool stuff for him. And I think it's going to be really fun. So yeah, he did a good job making his own cover. And I said to him, I don't think that green's going to show up on a green background. He's like, yes, it will, Mom. And it did. I think he is excited about being homeschooled. He, I overheard him talking to a friend, and she was like, "Are you excited about that? Do you want to be homeschooled?" He's like, "Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome." So I think he's really looking forward to it. And I know he's looking forward to the trip. And Evie, I think, still has really no idea what's happening other than the fact that there's a ton of boxes everywhere. But other than that, I think it's something we're all kind of going to have to feel our way into for sure. I also was looking, and I don't know if I did not see if Christabelle had put up a post in the Coven, but I didn't see one. And so I just posted something in the Coven earlier about the live, but I didn't see anybody ask any questions. No, there's no comments on it. So no questions in the Facebook group, but there were 2 questions on our Discord. So let me pull that up. So Kim said, what company or business would you recommend to a newbie for things like washi tape or stickers? I know you use Procrastiplanner, etc. on Etsy, and I do too, but is there any other? You guys know that GIF where the lady goes out, or no, it's the guy. The guy comes out and he slams out the chair and then sits down or whatever. I feel like I need that GIF, but I I feel like that's the funny one of like sit down, whatever, because it's one of my favorite questions to talk about planner stuff. It's like anytime I get a text message from a friend, which happened just recently, that was like, "Hey, I was thinking about buying a planner. Do you have any suggestions?" And I'm like, this is my favorite conversation. Let me find you the perfect planner. It's going to be amazing. And then I'm like asking 50 questions. And by the time I'm done, they're like, okay, maybe I'm a little overwhelmed, but then eventually they get their planner in, and then yes, okay, so it's a Jason Momoa GIF. By the time they get their planner in, they're like, "Oh, this is the perfect thing for me," and then it's my favorite. It's my favorite thing. So planner shops for washi tape. Most of my washi tape either comes from Simply Gilded, which you can buy direct, like just go to her website and buy different ones that are available. Sometimes she does pre-orders, which take a few months to come in because I think they're not manufactured until after the orders are in. And then she also has a monthly subscription box, and I think it's like $40 maybe. And it comes with more than just washi tapes, but it comes with like 6 or so. I don't even know for sure. It comes with a stack of washi. And then it also comes with like 4, if you get the add-on, which is the $40, I think, you get skinny washi too. And so I had to get that. But then it also comes with other things like B6 notebooks. Sometimes it comes with like sticker holders. Sometimes it comes with little traveler's notebooks, or it always comes with a little bit of acetate or vellum sheets, usually in the B6 size. It always comes with a pen. So it's really, really worth it. I feel like it's one of the best subscription boxes because there's always like surprise item, and the washi tape is always beautiful, and it always comes in a theme. So I feel like Simply Gilded is just one of the must-haves if you really want to get some beautiful Simply Gilded. But Simply Gilded almost always has bow washi tape. So if you're just not into like bows because it's too girly, or you just don't like bows in different colors or a lot of metallics, then you might not enjoy her stuff as much. But Simply Gilded. The other store that I've gotten the majority of my washi tape from, not small business wise, but big business wise, is Michael's. So if you hit the right coupon or the right sale, you can get a lot of your starter washi tape at Michael's, and they have a lot of different designs, and they have these big tubes, and sometimes it's like 15 different rolls of washi tape that are all in a theme or something like that. And I think they're like $20 normally, but they almost always have some kind of coupon there. It's like get 40% off or whatever. So you can, if you hit the right kind of sale on the washi tape, sometimes they will do a 60% off sale on washi tape. So keep your eye out for that, because you can get those tubes for like $10 or less, $8, and that's how I started my collection, was just like buying all of those tubes, and it's great. And yeah, there's also tons of washi on Amazon. I think it's hit or miss. So read the reviews about washi tape on Amazon, because I've seen reviews on ones that I did not purchase that said like they were cut weird or the tape didn't stick. So just make sure that you are reading the reviews before you go. Another place that I've gotten some of my washi tape from is the washi tape shop. Now they have some beautiful custom washi tapes, and they have really thick washi tapes. They have skinny washi, and they have just some beautiful, beautiful designs. So I highly recommend them as well. And then you can actually find washi tape at like AliExpress too. I only have purchased one thing of washi tape from AliExpress because I could not find like grid washi tape. I really wanted grid washi tape, like graph paper looking like the grid, and I couldn't find it anywhere at the time. And so I did order that from AliExpress, and it took for literally ever to get here because it's coming from China. But it was still good quality when it got here, and it was pretty cheap. So, so that was good. But most of it comes like probably like half my washi tape is from Michaels and the other half is from Simply Gilded. So that's like the majority. In terms of sticker shops, I have like a huge list of ones that I love. So Very Cute Designs, her name is Very. So it's VIRI, Very Cute. That's such a cute name, but Very Cute Designs. They're all hand-drawn kind of kawaii style stickers. Coffee Monsters Co., like literally one of my favorite people on the internet, as well as one of my favorite designers. Like her emojis are just so, so cute. And I love her stickers. I also love Echo Hui Craft Co. Has a lot of cute stickers. Of course, Procrastiplanner, etc., but you had mentioned that one. Gosh, so many. Pretty Pink Co. has a lot of really cute. Ooh, what happened to my light? Pretty Pink Co. has a lot of metallic like foil designs. Feel free to list any of your favorites too. Search on Etsy. There's just so many planner stickers. And one of the main ways that I have found the stickers that I love is I just will search for the theme that I need. So if I say I need one that's like a reminder to change my contacts or whatever, then I will go searching for contact stickers. Or when I was trying to get one for my lashes, I was looking for like eyelash stickers. And then you go and search through the shop, and it's just like so much of the shop. JetPens is amazing. Yes, JetPens now has grid tape as well. And they have the other washi tape that I bought from them is a lot of the Studio Ghibli stuff that's like Kiki's Delivery Service and My Neighbor Totoro, and those kind of things. They have washi tape and pens and pencils and stuff from them. So I've been buying a lot of that stuff. So I also have a ton of washi tape that Angela sent me that I love. So there's a lot of cool designs in there. I'm not sure where she got those, but I love them. Sweet Kawaii Designs. I love her stuff too. I have a lot of stuff for my Hobonichi that is from Sweet Kawaii Designs. She is really has some cute stuff too. So there's just tons and tons and tons. You could search on Instagram too, the hashtag like planner stickers or Etsy shops. And I think you would find a ton, but I love talking about it and sharing them. I actually did I think I talked about it. I just did my sticker like organization, and I did my first ever reel on my Heart Breathings Instagram. So if you go search that, I tagged several of my favorite sticker shops. So if you want to go check that out, you can. Yes. And Happy Planner stickers are really good too. So if you do have a Michaels near you, they have their own Michaels Recollection stickers, and then they have Happy Planner stickers. And now they actually have like Shine Sticker Co. and several, I can't remember all the ones that they carry, but they had some. I don't think they had Planner Kate, but I was thinking of somebody else. Maybe they did have some Planner Kate, but they have also paired with some small business creators to put their stuff in the shops. So you can find some of those like Etsy shops in Michaels now, which is cool. And a lot of them are like $5 sticker books. Wonton in a Million is another one that I love. And oh my gosh, there's just so many. Lauren Phelps Designs. She has a lot of really cool stuff. Something Lauren Phelps Designs has that is cool that I've never seen anybody else. Yes, it was Chrissy Ann Designs, not Planner Kate. Thank you, Stephanie. Something you find at Lauren Phelps is she has tab tape, which is cool because it's perforated and it has little bows. So you can pull off just the perforated part and it becomes a tab that you can put on your planner. And I am definitely taking the tab tape with me because I'm going to be using tabs in my B6 Stalogy. So it's pretty cool. Happy Planner, but I also love Kelva Plan. Yes, Kelva Plan has a YouTube channel here too, I think. So yeah, lots of just fun things happening in the sticker and Etsy shop world. So Kat had asked, do you specify? Oh no, we have 3 questions now. Kat is asking questions during the live. Alexandra said, how do you feel about spoilers? Like when someone maybe does not flat out tell you, but gives so many clues that the surprise is taken away. You know, I really try very hard not to give out too many spoilers or to keep people from getting spoiled on my stuff. I know sometimes I do say some spoiler things, but I really think I just really think it's terrible when people really spoil stuff for you, because especially if you say to them, I don't want a spoiler. I don't like spoilers. I don't want to know what happened. Please don't tell me what happened. And they're like, oh, but you know this, and then this is going to happen. And oh my gosh, you're going to be blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, oh, now I think I've guessed what it is. And sometimes people don't think that it's a spoiler necessarily because they're just telling you like guessing things. But when they go too far with it, that it's like maybe they don't realize they're kind of giving things away by directing you in certain attentions. So, I really do try very hard to avoid talking too much about my own stuff with spoilers. And especially when it comes to like TV shows that I love, when people start talking about what happened, this is why I don't like to fall too far behind, but we did fall pretty far behind on Attack on Titan, which is not quite over yet. There's still like half a season to come, but we fell a little bit behind on it. And I kept thinking, please don't say, please don't tell me, please don't tell me, please don't tell me. And luckily that did not get spoiled for me. So it was all good. But yeah, I think it's hard because I think sometimes people are well-intentioned and they give you just a little bit too much information, but I hope I have not done that. And JC says, I love spoiler. It will make me watch something or read something even more. Yeah, I think everybody is kind of different on that. Some people like the ones and some people don't. Yeah, I always hate when there have been a couple of times when I have assumed that someone has seen something. Like, look, if a movie like The Sixth Sense has been out for 20 years and I accidentally spoil that for you, I'm sorry, but you've had 20 years to watch it. So just, I feel like that's not my fault. But somebody did ask me, a friend in grade school was mad at me and called me to tell me the end of a movie once. No, it's like revenge spoilering. That is so funny. Like when someone says that a movie is going to make me cry, it ruins it. Oh no. Yeah. Cause see that exactly is the thing, Alice. It's like when someone says that, like, oh, but it's going to make you cry. Then you might go, oh, but now I know what's going to happen because of the type of movie it is. Now with Vengeful Darkness, I did tell people that they were going to be shocked at the last line or so of the movie, and that there were of the book, and that there were parts that were going to make them cry, but hopefully they still didn't guess. But I wonder how many people couldn't resist turning to the end of the book to see what the last line was. I guess we'll see. But yeah, different people have different feelings about spoilers, and I do try not to spoil. So I apologize if I have. Kat, do you specify certain days to write certain parts of the story? And if so, is that helpful on an author level? No, I don't. I feel like I'm still a work in progress, even after like 13 years of writing full time. I'm still working on my own personal system for what is going to be the best writing process for me. But I am trying very hard to get to a point where it's like, these are my writing hours. But I have tried that for so many years of my life, and I don't ever fully get to it. And I have wanted to take Becca Syme's Write Better, Faster, or Strengths for Writers course, because I feel like maybe that would help me to, let me know if any of you have taken it. I feel like that course might help me. It's basically, she takes your personality type according to the Strengths Finder, which is like the Clifton Strengths Finder. And she basically will help to coach you on what your writing style might be, like what types of things maybe are holding you back, what types of things are helping you to write faster, what types of things you should lean into. And I've heard several authors say that through that course, they learned that they just aren't going to ever be the kind of person who sits down every day and has a daily writing schedule. And I wonder if that's the truth for me, because I really desperately want to have a specific writing schedule where it's like, this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm going to write, this is what I'm going to do. And I just have such a hard time with it. Oh, Aline took it. So Becca's class is totally worth it. Did you take all of them, or do you have one specific one that you took that you recommend, if you don't mind sharing with us? I think there's one that you should start with, but now I can't remember which one it is. I think maybe it's just the Strengths for Writers. Becca Syme, she has a podcast called the Quick Cast, I think. And she also has a YouTube channel here. I can't link it, but if anybody else wants to link it, but I'm sure that if you search Quick Cast, which is just like the word quit and then the word cast behind it, you will find her stuff. And she talks about it, about the different things for writers and the different strengths and stuff. I know what my top 5 strengths are because I had to take them for B school when I took that with Marie Forleo, but I haven't taken Becca's class, and it's on my list. And Becca is going to be at NINC this year. So I might kind of corner her and be like, okay, I need to take your class. Tell me all about it. So yes. So I don't like Scrivener. I've talked about this kind of openly and people get mad at me. I am not a fan of Scrivener. It's not that I don't think it's a good tool. I think there's too much. It has too many tools and it doesn't work great cross-platform for me anyway. And it has been years since I used it, but I lost so much of my work using Scrivener that I just kind of got such a bad taste in my mouth for it, because I lost like thousands and thousands of words because I was I had a Mac laptop and a PC, and they said that you should be able to move it, but you had to, at the time, like, if you finish something on your Mac, it would put it in the cloud, like zip it up and put it in the cloud. And then when you got to your PC, you were supposed to be able to open it up and find your work. And then so often it would be like rewriting it in the cloud, or it saved it in the wrong place, or it didn't save it. And even if I had auto save features on it, I could not. It just was not my thing. But I know some people love it. I also had such a hard time with Scrivener. I think it's because I'm technologically challenged and I get frustrated pretty easily. But even just trying to, like, how do I export this to a PDF so I can send it to someone, or a Word doc or something? And I couldn't figure it out. And so I was just like, I would always get really frustrated with it. So I don't think Scrivener is for me. But right, I always feel like it's something I shouldn't say around other writers. I did a video on heart breathings that was like why I write in Google Docs instead of Scrivener. And y'all, there are some mean comments that came back through email and in the if you go read some of the comments, there are people that are really angry about it. Y'all, if you love Scrivener, I love you for loving Scrivener, but don't get mad at people who don't love it. And I'm not saying you would, but I'm just saying, like, it's just funny. Some people love it so much that they feel offended if you don't love it too. But I think there's a learning curve to it. And I think that probably once you learn how it really works, you probably love it. But for me, it was too complicated. Yeah. The F word in our house is frustrated. So I love Google Docs. I use it obsessively, but I don't know that I don't think it will work for me for plotting, because I need to be able to search across multiple things. And I tried it with Scrivener. I think it's because I've gotten used to the wiki format, and I like the way that you can search all your pages just from one small search. But I don't really want to keep using a wiki. I tried it in Notion, and Notion does not have a strong enough search function. So I think I'm going to try OneNote. And I was looking at Campfire Blaze because they sent me a free demo version of it. So I'm going to look into that as well. But I really want something that I can use just as easily on my iPad as I can on my phone, as I can on my laptop. Like, that is the main thing for me, is to be able to use it across all those platforms, so that if I'm just sitting there in the back at the pool with the kids, because our first Airbnb has a pool in the backyard, which makes me feel like we're living the luxury life. Because I don't think I've ever, other than going on vacation with my family some when I was little, like younger, I have never rented a place that has a pool in the backyard. And I just feel like this is going to be super cool. And it's Florida, but it has a cage over the pool, which I know a lot of houses do to keep the bugs out. And I'm just like, I'm so ready to be sitting out by the pool. And I think since it's September, the weather should be still pretty nice. Like, it'll still be hot, but it won't be as hot as it has been in August, I think. So I am excited about that, but I want to be able to use my PC laptop and then go out with my iPad and have it be syncing completely. And that's one thing I don't know about Blaze, is is that something that you install on one computer and it's just like a program that you use on that computer, or is it something that's in the cloud? And I'm not sure. I need to set it up and see. But A lot of people have recommended OneNote for that because I can actually use OneNote with my iPad pencil, the Apple Pencil, and then it will translate that into text. So I don't know, but I feel like there's going to be tropical storms heading toward Florida in a long time. But if it's coming in the next few days, it won't affect us because we're not going till September. But it is definitely hurricane tropical storm season. So yes, that is something that we have to be aware of because we are going to be in Florida for quite a while. And I probably will refrain from giving out details of exactly where we're going to be, just for privacy reasons to a degree. But I have been thinking about also doing a few meetups. And I know that, it moved over. Did it move to Charleston? Just let me know that. Or is it somewhere I haven't been paying attention? Which side of the peninsula is it on? Let me know, because that would be very bad. But I feel like there might be some opportunities if we can stay social distance and keep it a safe gathering. There might be a few places that I go that I will reach out and say, is anybody like in the St. Petersburg area want to meet up at this Starbucks or something like that. And as long as we can wear our masks or, make sure that we keep appropriate distance from each other, it might be still a safe thing to gather in a Starbucks or something like that. But I also would be totally fine if somebody was like, I don't feel safe going to meet. But we might do that in a few places. So I will keep you guys updated on that. We will be in the St. Petersburg area in a couple of different areas around that central location for several weeks. So I will kind of keep you guys updated a little bit on that. And I will be speaking at the NINC conference, which I've talked about. So if any of you are going to the NINC conference, please let me know. I am speaking on planning, of course, planning and how to get more done, stress-free productivity. And I am also speaking on how to build a YouTube channel for authors. So I will have those two things going. And one of my good friends, Ines, is going to be there, and I cannot wait. And my friend Deborah Dunbar is going to be there. So if you're going to be there, I would definitely love to see you and get together for a coffee. And yeah, if any of you are interested in getting together, I will post some details and try to find a place that's like maybe a central location, or we can kind of, me and planning. And we can maybe get together. And if you have any of my books, I'll be happy to sign them. Or if you, want to just hang out and have a coffee, let's do it. So the conference is called NINC. It's Novelists Inc. You have to be a published author to be a part of NINC. They have like a minimum sales that you have to have made. So it's a mix of traditionally published authors and indie authors in the NINC conference, but I'm going to meet up with my Apple rep, and I'm going to meet up with potentially Barnes & Noble rep. I need to reach out to them. So I'm pretty excited about that. Is there any way you can get a video of the talks? No, sadly, they don't do any of that kind of thing because it's like for members only, and it's only for the people that attend. But that doesn't mean that I can't do some of that stuff on my YouTube channel. So yeah, coffee sounds good. I actually have just a regular latte sitting here. I don't know if you mean to NINC. I don't know the website for NINC, but it might just be ninc.com or ninc.org. But it's NINC is how it is. So it's Novelists Inc., like incorporated. Hey, Dee, how are you? Hello, it's so good to see you guys. If you guys are not following Dee Blair Gold's channel, she also has an awesome YouTube channel here that I love to watch. I'm the only person who doesn't drink coffee. Well, you know what? You can get a tea, or you can get a refresher or whatever, hoping for a Sarra. Listen, I feel like if I were to ever do a conference for Hardy's or for Sarra Coven people, it would be both about writing, but also about books. And it would be about mindset and joy. And I feel like that might be an amazing conference because it would be so much fun. We could sign books. We could have other authors there. We could talk about things we love. We could share planner stuff. I mean, I just feel like it would just be an unusual and amazing conference. I did see that Jennifer Armentrout's Polycon just listed their all of their authors, and it made me feel that serious kind of like FOMO, because I'm like, oh, I didn't even know this was going on. And then I always feel like, being left out of the cool kids. But there are, if you are not aware of it, that is a huge signing conference. So if you're a reader who is really interested in a lot of both indie and trad pub conference type things, there is a Polycon in, I think it's in DC, and it's coming up next year. But yeah, I had a little bit of that sadness when I saw all the names come out, because I didn't even know to apply for it or anything like that. So I will not be there, but there are some cool authors who will be there if you're interested in going as a reader. And if any of the authors watching are a part of that, definitely let us know. I should book for 2023. I need to reach out, because I'm like, I didn't know. I was clueless and I did not get a chance. Don't worry, any of your pretty heads. I've got notes galore and been doing research in my free time for a Canon Con. Kelly, I love it. You could be our conference coordinator. I think it should happen. It's going to happen someday. But anyway, the question that Kat had asked before I got into the con stuff was just, do you write certain parts of the story on certain days? And I really don't have any kind of process like that, y'all. Next week, I'm going to practice on my other computer. So hopefully we will not have that crazy lighting switch happening that this webcam does. But I don't have any kind of process like that. My process tends to just be, I spend a month or two just kind of thinking about the story, writing about it like in my journal whenever I can, working on my plotting sheets, and just kind of letting the story marinate in my brain for a little while. And then when I feel like I have enough information to start writing, then I just try to write every day. But really what ends up happening is I write some, and then I have a couple days that I'm too busy, and then I write a little bit more, and then I have a couple days where I'm doing videos or something else, and all that stuff. And then I will be like, okay, now I'm 3 weeks out from when this book is supposed to be done. And then I basically binge write, and I will write 7,000 words a day, and it will just be whenever I can write for the day. But I would like to get out of that. But I've never really thought about like, I'm going to write this part of the story on this specific day. But I would love to get better about being more consistent. And of course, the minute I was like, let's try to be more consistent, we found out we're leaving our house. And it's like, I can't even imagine how I will be consistent on the road. And I'm a little bit nervous, because George and I were talking about that it's going to kind of feel like we're on vacation, even though I'm working. And I don't know how I'm going to keep my focus and my sanity, but it's going to be okay. Diane said, oh, that's not bad. And Inc. requires $5,000 worth of sales in 12 months for indie publish. So you can do it. You can do it. If I have fight scenes, I will just write, they fight and keep going. Aphrodite, yes, I do the same thing. Fight scenes and love scenes. I will just say XX, which I always do when I have to go back. I'll write XX, and then I'll say, fill this in later. And sometimes I'll be like, they fight, and like, there's a specific scene for those of you that have read Vengeful Darkness. There's a scene where Harper is fighting some creatures, and I'll just say the word wallpaper. Hopefully that won't be a spoiler, because you won't know anything about this, but like, it's the wallpaper scene, I would say. That I did not fully write that and flesh that out until like a week before the book came out, because I kept, even when my beta readers were reading it for the first time, they were like, where's this scene? And it was just literally me. Like, I could not wrap my mind around what I wanted to happen in that scene. And so, but it eventually came together, and it was fine, but it was just one of those things like, I couldn't get it together. Yeah. So coffee chat might be good. I feel like since we're going to be in Florida, I don't know, so many people are like, oh, the virus is getting back out of hand. So it's like, how much are we going to feel comfortable going out? I don't know. I feel like we were in Florida for Disney during the midst of the whole pandemic. And, I think just to be kind of totally transparent and honest about it, is like, I want to vlog our trip, but at the same time, I am nervous a little bit about the criticism that might come from people about us taking our family kind of on the road during a potential like fresh outbreak. But I will just say that we are doing everything we can to be safe and to keep our kids safe, and that we will, do the best we can. And that everybody has to make their own choice of what they feel like is safe and best for their own families. But I feel like it is probably going to invite some extra criticism. And I'm just going to have to deal with it because I'm tired of being afraid of what other people are going to think of me. I have been very sensitive to that kind of thing pretty much my whole life. And I try not to be sensitive to criticism, but I also have always been a people pleaser. So it's one of those kind of things. So thank you for saying that. You got to live your life. And it is true. And I know that to be true. But then again, it can be hard to take a lot of criticism for things, but we will be on the road and I will probably be vlogging it. So we will see kind of how things are. Before we go to, I wanted to mention one of the other things, and this is going to be super, super woo-woo, I guess I should say, for those of you that are like, I don't believe in the witchy woo-woo stuff. So just, keep an open mind here since we're talking about criticism. But I have been working. So you guys have met Tanya. We did a session here. She is just my spiritual mentor and teacher, but she's also a really good friend. And we have been working together in private coaching for years and years, but like privately again, weekly for the last couple of months. And I signed up with a new thing that she has on offer called a cosmic soul session. And I linked it in the description box below because I know some of you might be interested in it. It's a little bit expensive, but it's worth it. But it was basically, if you guys have ever heard of Akashic Records, it's basically like a session where she reaches out to your past lives. And I know this is like super, super witchy woo woo. And some of you are going to be like, roll your eyes, and that's fine if you don't believe it. But this is just my experience. Because I have had a lot of trauma in my life and a lot of things that have been holding me back. And I feel very strongly with this, the timing, y'all, the timing of me saying that I'm going to do this 6 months transformation and change my life in the next 6 months. And then literally right after that, everything falling apart with the house, with the rental, and us changing. Like when I decided that we were going to go on the road, it was like I felt a shift in my whole way of being. And it was just insane and crazy. And I feel like I knew that it was time for a change, and I didn't know how it would all come together. I certainly did not believe or know that we would be without a home and go on this crazy adventure. Yeah, it's kind of like the Tower card, right? And I told you guys in last Friday's coffee chat that my September card from her was the 8 of Cups, and she had specifically said that we would be moving in September and that we would be leaving something behind. And I thought that just meant moving to the new house, but now it turns out that that's actually moving away from Charleston, leaving our stuff behind, all of that stuff. Well, on Tuesday, we had a session called a Cosmic Soul Session. And she talked to me about my natal chart, my power cycle, which is a time in my life, according to when I was born, that I have the most power when it comes to manifestation and things like that. She also talked through other things that I needed to know, just kind of like personal things. But then she did an Akashic Records session where she basically we kind of went into a dual trance sort of thing. And she opened up the book of my life, like my past, things that happened to me in my past, but also things that happened to me in past lifetimes. And the experience, if I could just explain it to you guys, truly, it was life-changing for me, that experience. And I saw, this is going to sound so woo-woo, but I saw a woman, like when I had my eyes closed and I could see past lifetimes, but I saw a woman like directly across from me, and she was saying things to me in my mind. And then after, because we were very quiet, and after I heard it from this person in my trance, Tanya started speaking about this woman, describing her exactly the way I saw her. It was the most profound thing that has happened to me. And what this woman in my past life went through gave voice to so many things and fears that I have had in my life. And I know that there are some of you that are like, this is not true, or I don't believe this or whatever, but it was so profound to me. And I did some journaling later that night. And the other thing that was so crazy is some of the, I won't go into details because some of it gets pretty graphic stuff, but one of the things she talked about in a past life for me, and we're talking like an ancient life for me, was someone in my life who was like a devil, and how that was also revisited in certain experiences in my life that you guys have heard about in the past. And that night when I was doing my journaling, I was going to shuffle my cards, and a card fell out of my deck. Like my whole arm just went up in chills. A card fell out of my deck and it was turned upside down, but I just went, that's the devil card. I could feel it in my soul. It was like my intuition was open. So crazy. And I said, that's the devil card. And I turned it over and it was the devil card. And it was like this clear voice in my head from this past version of myself who said, the reason you are so scared of your own beauty and your own power is because of what happened to me. But it is now time for you to let that past go and embrace your true self. And I had some of the most like extreme changes just in the way I was feeling. And then I really and truly feel like it shows in the way I look and the way I'm carrying myself over the past few days. And so I wanted to share that experience with you guys because it has been just I'm not an affiliate for Tanya. I'm not trying to like market her in any way, but if you ever have felt called to work with someone who is a true psychic medium who really has a gift, I highly recommend you reach out to her. And if you can't afford working with her, which I understand it is pricey, but it's worth it also, then at least follow her. I did put her Instagram down below because she has had such a profound influence on my life. And I just love her so much. And we talked on the phone again for an hour today, just not as part of a like paid session, but just because that's how amazing she is. She wanted to check up on me after this intense experience of revisiting past lives. And she wanted to make sure I was doing okay. And we had kind of a shared deja vu moment. And we came up with this idea kind of on the fly of doing maybe like a course or a live session thing in around Halloween, maybe, called Woo for Writers. So I think we might do something like that. So I just kind of wanted to tell you guys about it because I think it would be a fun collaboration to work with her. Her name is Tanya Gonzalez, and I did link in the description here of this video. I linked her website page where you can sign up for that Cosmic Soul session, just if anybody wanted to try it out. And also I linked her Instagram, which of course is just free to follow. And then towards the end of the year, she will do also probably, I haven't talked to her about it, but she does it. She does it every year where she will read your tarot for the next year. And that I think was only a couple $100, but it has been something that means a lot to me for my entire life. So I just had to share that with you guys because that's what I was saying is like, I have always been someone, and I do actually have a video here on this channel, Sarah Cannon channel, about being bullied when I was young and people telling me that I was ugly. My own mother used to tell me like, you're not allowed to do, beauty pageants. You're not allowed to be a cheerleader because that's for pretty girls and you're not pretty. She never really said you're not pretty like those. She never said those words, but it was things like, well, that's for pretty girls and you can't do it. So that's basically what she was saying. Here's my little PJ girl. You still in your PJs?
Mommy.
Hi.
Mommy.
Show her what you have.
What you got? What is this?
It's necklace.
No, what is this?
No, it's
No, what is this? Oh. Here. Oh, I see what it is. Who is that?
Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur.
You want to sit with
You want
mommy?
to sit with mommy?
I want to get down.
Just want to get down. You want to hold this? But I also had people, like random people on the school bus used to just come up and be like, you're ugly. And then I had an experience when I was in 5th grade in, one of the, like that period where you're about to go into puberty and stuff. You need it open. where a group of the popular girls in school came up to me and they said, "You're not pretty enough to be our friend." And for 6 months, no one spoke to me at my school, small town. And that kind of stuff always really affected me, of feeling. And I didn't start a YouTube channel for the longest time because I thought, well, I'm not pretty enough to do a YouTube channel. And it's always been something that I have like truly held back on, like ever thinking that I was an attractive person, I guess. And this whole experience that I went through with this past life made me understand why I have shied away from just being able to say, I love who I am and I am happy with how I look just as I am, that kind of thing. And I always would have thought it came only from my own childhood, but it turns out this is something that has repeated in past lives. And I just feel like I am ready to move past that and really come into my self-confidence, because I have been self-confident in other ways and I've had courage in other ways, but there are also a lot of ways that I have held myself back because of it. So it's just one of those kind of things. So I just appreciate that you guys have been here throughout it, and that you guys listen to me and you know, are just a part of the community and show up for me here as well, because it means the world in so many ways. But I wanted to share that experience because it was so important to me. So I have one kid in PJs and another kid wearing a Christmas t-shirt. This is how put together we are in this household. But yeah, true beauty is on the inside, like Tanya says. Like, that is true. True beauty is in the inside, but so much of our culture also values outward beauty, especially here on YouTube or Instagram or anything like that. And I feel like it's a very powerful thing to be able to stand in front of a mirror and feel that you are beautiful, even if other people can tell you that. And I feel like I have not. What? He's feeling better. I am not there yet, but I feel like I am in a transition to get to that place. So no, you're not stuck.
Oh.
She's just gonna go sit down for a minute. So anyway, that is my most recent experience with Tanya, and I thought you guys might be interested to know. That is, I was like, what is that in my hair? That is lip gloss from this thing that Evie had. Oh goodness. All right. So that is the end of that. But thank you guys so much for being here and for always just allowing me to listen. And I feel like there's some more things to explore there, because there's so many comments coming through of people saying they also went through bullying or also have not felt, or I've been mistreated all my life. I mean, I feel like there's got to be some kind of reason why people would tell someone, especially a child, that they were not beautiful, because it's like, I've never seen a child that is not beautiful. And I think that those scars can run deep. And I think that really finding a way to love ourselves is hard, but so valuable. And I am in my 40s and just starting this journey in a new way. And I'm excited to do it. So maybe we'll talk more about this coming forward, because I feel like it's something that a lot of us are dealing with in various ways. So thank you for allowing me to talk about that a little bit. All right. I have not shown Andrew his cover yet. Did you see this, Andrew?
What?
It turned out good, right?
Mm-hmm.
You love it? Mm-hmm. All right, guys, they do play. Oh my gosh, that no one would ever love me if I didn't have a Coke bottle figure, which is so, y'all, I think there's a lot to uncover and talk about here. So we'll definitely be talking about it. And I just love you all. And I hope you all know that you are beautiful. And so am I, even if it's hard for me to say it. I think that we are going to learn a lot from each other. And I hope that you feel the love that I have for you and this whole community has for each other. So thank you for being part of it. I'm going to go since the kids are being nice and loud, but thank you for being here on this Friday. We have only a couple weeks. Actually, next Friday will be the last Friday that we're in this house. So after that, you'll see me on major adventures. So, okay. I love you guys. I will see you on Monday for Demons Forever, episode 3. All right.